We are live, I think. All right, tweeted this out. How's it going, John? It's been a while since I've done one of these, but I figured it would be fun to do one on the 2020. A bunch of draft guys in this EYBL game. We got Liam McNeeley, who's going to UConn, Karter Knox, who's going to Arkansas. Yeah, Arkansas for sure. He followed Cal. And then on that, so many guys on that. Derrion Reid is going to Bama. LeBaron Philon is also going to Bama. Riquise Passmore is going to Kansas. Jasper Johnson is a top guy in excuse me in the class of 2025, but I think he's older and could honestly reclass. There he is. There's Jasper going to work, but yeah, I'm pretty sure he could actually reclass. But how's it going, everyone? Hope everyone's having a nice day. I enjoyed the Olympic women's basketball earlier. What it was, the U.S. beat Nigeria. That was fun. Ooh, good rotation by Passmore. I really like Passmore, man. I don't know how much he's gonna play at Kansas this year, but I think he could like legit play and be good if he gets a chance. Like he's just a very good wing and great take there by McNeeley. So strong, great touch. I am a big fan of McNeeley. I think I responded to someone's comment. Yeah, I mean, Mikey will be in college this year. I don't think he's much of a prospect. Just kind of hard to be when you're like a 6-foot-ish, 6'1" scoring guard, right? But I think he could definitely be a solid college player. He's definitely talented. Derrion Reid, nice little touch, looks great on that jumper. I know some people like Reid a lot more than I do, so I'm definitely curious to watch more. And great fucking rotation, man. Is that Philon? Or is that? It's a hell of a rotation. It's just a hell of a play right there. I believe that is Philon. Yeah, Philon I think is probably one of the most underrated guys. He's so good. What do I think of Fabian Kaiser? I have never heard of him, to be perfectly honest. So I don't know. Did he play with them in ANGT? If so, I probably watched him without knowing. But yeah, no, I don't know. I'm unfamiliar with that name. I would say internationals are definitely my main blind spot in terms of like having really deep knowledge. Like I'll know most of the top guys. Jasper Bucket. Yeah, I'll know most of the top guys. Karter Knox for 3. Wait, no, that's not Karter. Is that Karter? That was Karter. Just to make sure. Yeah, my international, like the non-top guys are definitely like one of my blind spots. I know most of the top guys, but for like the upcoming classes and stuff, but I don't really know much about like the non-top guys, at least the ones that aren't like playing in tournaments right now that I've haven't necessarily watched as much of. But hey, Beckham, how's it going? Oh my god, he's 09. Jesus Christ. That makes me feel extremely especially out that far. I know like Yigma and Soliman, but like and like Debone, but Great pass by Phylon. Jasper just needs to get up a little more. Phylon 3. No, sir. But yeah, I've been having a ton of fun watching for these upcoming classes. Karter. Or for the upcoming class, mostly doing a bunch of content. You should go check out the big board I dropped today, where I kind of explained my lottery guys, which I think was fun and people seem to like. But yeah, definitely check that out. Reid heads to the bench. Who do we got? We have McNeeley. I think McNeeley is really interesting in this setting, just because like McNeeley is a really nice, well placed entry pass right there. Like in this setting, McNeeley's like the on like their main creator, whereas like at Montverde and wherever else he plays, he's like the off ball shooter type. So I think it's interesting to see him in this setting where it's like might not always be as translatable. Yeah, Passmore can't really dribble. Passmore is an unbelievable name for a basketball player, though. Unbelievable name for a basketball player who is a pretty good passer from what I've seen. Like Phylon. Oh, Knox almost gets that. Really close. Beautiful split. Beautiful split. Yeah, Phylon is dope. I don't know if he's going to play at Bama this year because they just have so many fucking guards. Passmore. Good deep by McNeeley again, but just kind of weird shot. But yeah, I don't know if he's playing at Miami. Yakachonis going number one. I don't think he can go number one, but it wouldn't shock. It wouldn't. Yeah, number one's a little bit of a reach. I as I kind of alluded to in my one of the Yakachonis videos I did recently. I know of quite a few NBA scouts, or quite a few. I'll say more than one, who are like extremely high on Yakachonis. So I think like his name isn't really in like mainstream mock draft just because like the mainstream draft media is like always like 7 months behind, right? Where like people like actually watching games and shit are. But he's gonna be on there, and I agree. Obviously, I am. If you've seen any of my videos or content, you know how much I love Rocco, man. Like, yeah, I think I have Rocco at 2, and I don't think that's gonna change at least until the season and until we see him play more, until we see what's gonna happen. But I love Rocco. I think he's a fucking stud. He continues to do extremely well in my charting that I'm working on. Good dig by Passmore. Would definitely like him to recover more quickly, though. Let's see what McNeeley, yeah. I definitely wonder. I mean, McNeely's just like not going to have any creation at responsibilities. He's also fouled, but like probably could have made this pass right here. I don't know. But overall, I like McNeeley. What pair of twins the most different skill sets? That's a good question. I mean, who are the twins? I mean, like Ahmed and Nassar skill set wise are fairly different. Like they have like a lot of athletic and like kind of mental kind of similarities, obviously, but I think they're like fairly different guys skill wise. Great drive by Karter Knox. Quick jab, lefty finish. That's a good question. Marcus and Markieff Morris. Yeah, that's fair enough. Early Brooke Lopez, I was thinking like Brooke and I kind of like a comp for Rocco is hard. I don't know. He's kind of unique. I think because like I'm kind of unfamiliar with centers like as big as him as like legitimately good and impactful at the same stage. I mean, maybe Gobert is like my best comp for Rocco, honestly, which is a high bar, but I think that's like a ceiling that he can reach, which is speaks highly to how much I like him. He is a very flexible center. I agree with that. What do I think about Shelton Henderson? I love Shelton Henderson. I think Shelton Henderson is extremely underranked. I think he's the best prospect on that awesome JL3 team. Just because Hudson's really old. But Shelton is so good. Yeah, I think Shelton. I mean, like if Shelton can shoot, he's going to be an NBA guy. Great pass, great pass by Mr. Passmore. Hilarious name. Um, yeah, I think Shelt can be an NBA guy if he shoots the ball. Hudson, I think, is really good. He's just like I said, he's just older. And then Sebastian Williams Adams is really really good. Another guy who just like cannot score, but is really really good otherwise. Um, Asenge, yeah, I don't like Asenge. I mean, I like I to say I don't love him relative to consensus. I would probably not be super interested in taking him in the first round or like the top 20. I mean, I guess like late first is fine, but he's just too far away on offense to me. And like his defense is good, like it's quite good. Like I don't want to like don't get that wrong, but it's not like incredible or anything. Like it's solid, but it's not amazing. But yeah, I certainly don't see. I know there's certain folks who cover the drafts who really like Asenge, and I'm very far off from that evaluation. But like I think he's solid. Like I don't hate him or anything. But yeah, he's been very underwhelming every time I've watched him. Like ANGT, this like Eurobasket, he's like whatever. I don't know. Like obviously that's Traore's team, and Traore is just like the guy in all of those moments. But Asenge is just like, like his defense is good. He can like straight line drive. It's kind of it. Dog, Derrion Reid's arms are so long. God, look how long his arms are. That's crazy. Um, whose draft stock do I think will get ruined over the course similar to Collier? I assume you're that's a good question. I don't know who's playing in a shitty system. Is the question, I guess. That's a good question. I don't know. In terms of like legit top guys, probably not Harper. I agree that I think Malawash is probably the answer. Reid, nice kind of smooth drive there. I don't like how he like good strength on that drive. But yeah, the yeah, that was yeah, the Culver Castle kind of similarities scare me. Because I love Jarrett Culver, and I thought he was gonna be so good. But I see too many parallels to be like I don't think Castle's destined to like be out of the league like Culver, but again, I think it's like dicey with these like non-shooting, non-advantage creating wings. It's like oh Karter, um, dicey, very dicey in my opinion. Um, yeah, yeah, I think Castle is a better athlete. I agree with that. I don't think he's like like a crazy better athlete though. Like Culver was a really like smooth and fluid athlete. Great D by LeBaron Philon, man. He's my buddy Ahmed, who has a new podcast. You should go check it out. I've had him on the channel before. Like he's made the point that Philon might play for Bama because he's like the only one of their guards who can defend, and maybe because none of their other guards can fucking defend. How's it going, cool guy? Do I have McNeeley over Reese's share? Yeah, for sure, for sure. I have said before on occasions that I think McNeeley is kind of the guy that like people want Reese's share to be. Um, so no, yeah, I definitely prefer McNeeley. Reid, I don't really know what to make of Derrion Reid. I think he's like fine. Every time I watch him, he's just like that's always the opinion I come away with him. It's like he's fine. Like I don't know, doesn't look like a lottery guy to me, but looks like solid. I don't know. Um, who are my favorite point of attack defenders in next year's draft? Cooper, obviously, but like he's the answer to like every defensive question. So I think Harper's on-ball defense is really good. Harper definitely, um, as we're talking about Phylon and McNeeley, both in this game, who I think are really nice point of attack defenders. Um, both those guys are screen. So on screen, I'll actually just put it on. I'm gonna edit the title really quick. Okay, I edited the title, but we're watching Team Thad versus Florida Rebels from last summer. We have um, Liam McNeeley, who's on the bench, Karter, Knox, LeBaron, Phylon right here. Jasper Johnson, the top guy in 2025. Um, r- pass Rake Passmore here is a 4-star going to Kansas next year. So a lot of future pros in this game. So other favorite point of attack defenders in this draft. I'm still looking that one. Oh, VJ among guards, VJ is probably the best one. Um, Not a ton of. I'm looking through my like top 30 guys. Colin Murray Boyle is going to be great at the point of attack. St. Thomas, who's going to USC, is going to be great on the ball. Jameer Watkins is great on the ball. Honestly, Asenge, like if there's anything Asenge does really well, it's guard the ball, especially guarding down. Like that's the one thing that Asenge, like to me, is really great at, is guarding smaller players on the ball, which is valuable for like a 6'8" wing. But that's kind of the only like real standout skill he has to me. But that is definitely a standout skill for him. So I don't want to downplay that. Yeah, all the Q&A is just people talking in the chat. I'm just reading the chat as I click away from the game to scribble in my notes, and I'm just reading the chat. Great rotation there. I don't really have summer league hot takes, to be honest. Throwback video on Killian Hayes will definitely happen at some point. Don't know when it will happen, but it will happen. The next videos I'm going to be doing the Zion and the Halliburton ones, because those won a comment poll in one of the videos, in the LaMelo video, I think, recently. So that's going to happen for sure. And I mean, top 4 guys, I'd say Reid maybe was like the best one. I mean, I got to watch Reid in person a couple times, and he was amazing. Risa Share was like fine. Sar was as expected to me. Castle was like, I think, as expected as well. So I don't know. I feel like it's pretty rare to like really be shocked in summer league by how rookies play. At least to me, I feel like it's pretty rare. How did the advantage perception go? He might be. He definitely might be. Was Sexton top 5 on your board? I didn't scout in 2018. The first draft I really scouted like intensely was 2019, but I wouldn't have had Sexton top 5 just because that was such a strong class. I would have had Sexton probably higher than like draft Twitter consensus, assuming my philosophy is the same as now, but like my philosophy has obviously changed a lot over the last like 6 or 7 years. I have a Wiggins video on my channel. It's not like a dedicated Wiggins video because it great dig by Rake. I have a Wiggins video where I like loosely compare him to Shaden Sharp as a prospect. So you can go find that. Because I do agree Wiggins is a good topic. I could definitely do a full one on him one day, but I read movement 3. Don't love his legs here. Just a little unstable. Not terrible. Did I reshare get a live dribble lob pass? I think I was there when that happened. So yes. Yeah. I mean, Sar's offense was horrible, but his defense was good. I mean, I'm like, that's exactly how I would have expected his summer league to go. Any hope for Mac and Bagco? Probably not. As an NBA guy, at least. I mean, I think he's a good college player. I think he was a pretty solid college player last year. And I think from the perspective of being like an Indiana fan or like a fan of someone on his team, it's nice because he's probably going to be around for a while. Great D by Rake again, cutting him off. But yeah, I think from the perspective of like a college basketball fan of Mac, I think he could be pretty good. He's like like kind of spot off ball shooting and defense. Like he's probably not good enough at those things in my mind to be like a real 3-and-D guy at the NBA level, but I definitely think like he's a very good college guy, and I would guess he's going to be a pretty good Euro pro. He's better than I thought he would be coming out. I'll say that. I was not a fan of Mbako in high school, relative to consensus, and I still am not, I guess, but I think he's a lot better. He was a lot better last year than I expected him to be. Unlike a guy like Justin Edwards, who I thought was similar, who was pretty terrible. Advantage version, Hallie or Tyus Jones, probably Hallie. Uh, Frank Kaminsky video would be interesting. I'm definitely interested in these like old centers, right? Like that were really popular among the league in like the early 2010s. Like obviously like Okafor is the big one, but like Alex Len, I watched like a couple years ago, and he was horrible, at least by like modern top 5 pick standards. Zeller was good. I like Zeller. I think Zeller would still be a high pick today. But yeah, those are definitely good ideas. I always appreciate the ideas. I have and will continue to do comment viewer ideas because I think a lot of the times they're really good and interesting. So always feel free to send me ideas, even if I don't respond or see them the first time. But this game has been awesome. I love it. This Team Thad squad from last year is going to have like 6 NBA players. Phylon, Jasper, Reid, maybe Passmore, Jaden Quaintance, who's going to ASU next year. He's going to be a top 5 pick in 2026. He wasn't playing in this game, but he played for this team last year. Yeah, just a ton of fucking talent. Yeah, the Justin Edwards hype was nonsense. To be completely honest, I said this at the time. People got mad at me at the time. Dude, Rake is killing. He's so fucking strong. Like he just bumps. You just bump past more, and he just doesn't move. I love him. The Edwards hype was nonsense. Like I said this at the time, and people were mad at me for it. But like, it was like the Wiseman thing all over again. But alas, yeah, Okafor. I've watched Prospect the Beat. He was pretty solid. I think his defense was quite good. Offense was really bad, but his defense was quite good. Best Pacers player I'd give up for Reid Shepherd. I'd probably Matherin, please. Matherin, please. Someone take Matherin for Reid. How far ahead in the future do I scout? I usually won't like intensely watch guys before like their rising junior, rising senior year, unless they're like playing up. So I generally know like a good amount about the junior and senior classes. But I'll know like the top rising sophomore, usually like rising sophomores usually, or rising juniors, I mean. But that's about as far back as I'll go. One, just because I can, oh my goodness, Passmore. Is that Passmore? No, that wasn't Passmore, was it? Who made that pass? Was that Larry Johnson? I know this team is so stacked. But yeah, I don't know. I think scouting like that far back is just really hard just because Cam Simpson, flamethrower, not that great of a player outside of shooting, but man, he can shoot. I don't know. I think scouting like that far back is just hard because of how much like physical and mental development is going to happen rapidly. But yeah, I'll know most of the top guys. Yeah, I did like, yeah, Cam Boozer I obviously love. Um, Yeah, Boozer. Yeah, yeah. I think Cam is like the best prospect, the best high school prospect in the world, clearly. Caden, I think is really good, but not like a lock NBA guy. I'd probably have him like top 15, 20 kids in the 2025 high school class. That's like it wouldn't shock me if he was an NBA guy. Like I don't think it would be surprising at all. He's very talented, but it also wouldn't shock me. Like I think there's also a pretty decent chance, dude. Passmore is killing him in this game. It also would not shock me um, if he was like a really good multi-year college guy. But I am from Boozer is greater than Cam. I don't know what you meant there. Those are the same people. Um, I like I know McCoy because he played up. I actually have a video on Brandon McCoy on my channel that you can go watch. Mercer, I'm unaware of. I don't know anything about him. Worst NBA team for player development. That's a Detroit, Chicago, maybe. Those are the two that immediately come to my mind, at least in recent history. Um, what is a raw prospect? I think like just raw to me just means just like underdeveloped, I guess, really. Or like unrefined maybe is a better way to put it. Um yeah, I think like unrefined and like lacking polish is the way that I think about it. And I'm trying to think of like or like physical, like someone can be like really raw physically, right? Like they're just like very frail and not filled out, or a very raw, like, you know, I think of like even the top level. I think of a guy like Traore as like kind of a raw driver at times when like he's so fast and explosive and like at times it looks good, but isn't always playing with pace or taking smart angles or slowing down, right? Those are the kind of things that I think make someone raw is when they don't have those traits. This has not been the best Liam McNeeley game in the world, but he's never like that. He's not like that crazy in AAU. He's definitely a better like. He's definitely I think McNeeley is awesome, and I don't think it's a slight to say that he's definitely elevated by the Montverde system as most guys are. Do I think I'm a better high school scouter than? Shut the fuck up, man. um, Duru is a raw prospect. I agree with that. Crazy fucking athlete though. Ridiculous athlete. Um, yeah, I think consistency is definitely an aspect of rawness. That's definitely true. Consistency is important, and guys who are raw tend to be inconsistent, even if they have flashes. Someone said, is Salas an upperclassman who could be a first rounder? Maybe. I'm not a huge Salas guy. Who fucked up here? It looks like there's some kind of miscommunication between these two, but Karter, way deep. I'm not huge on Salas. I think I think Salas is like his offense kind of worries me outside of the shooting for like a 6'4" ish guard, but he's pretty solid. I think he can be a solid role player. Nothing crazy though. Um, I prefer Flag over Boozer, but I think it's really close, and I think those two are like the two at the top to me. Oh my goodness, I remember this Jasper play. Oh my goodness, Jasper is one of like the three best ball handlers in all of high school basketball. He's absurd with the ball in his hands. Oh my goodness, McNeeley just not having a good time trying to guard Jasper. Um, any raw prospects in high school? I would say most high school prospects are raw, at least in some ways. Like even the top guys, like Cooper is raw as like a handler and a driver at times. Like Harper has some rawness to me when it comes to like decision making and stuff. But not he's not. I'd say like Ace Bailey is extremely raw and like unpolished. Um, I think Ace is the best example of like someone who's just like really obviously like physically and like skill wise very talented, but very unpolished in terms of decision making and defensive ability and you know stuff like that and ball handling and like driving feel and all that a bunch of stuff that's obviously common for players his age. Karter. Hmm. I do think, and by the way, Karter Knox is the brother of Kevin Knox. I think he'll probably be better than um Kevin, but like low bar, I suppose, right? Um Harper isn't really raw. No, that's what I was kind of trying to get at. Like just that like even the best high school prospects, you can find areas of lack of polish, of roughness in their games. Pull up. Phylon's been quiet this game. Does wingspan matter more for players expected to help? No, I think wingspan kind of matters. Matters on both, honestly. Like for disrupting with length on the ball and off the ball. Maybe a little more off the ball, but I think it matters a lot for both. Great steal by Phylon. I think Rocco is extremely raw on offense and like one of the least raw 17-year-old defensive guys I've ever seen. I think he's one of like the most absurdly polished and skilled 17-year-old defenders that I've ever watched. And he has obviously amazing physical tools too. But yeah, offensively, he's quite underdeveloped to me. But that's fine. He's very young and obviously talented. So Reid, yeah, Reid's just like a lot of contested fadeaways. Like, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of Reid, but I definitely prefer Phylon in terms of like Alabama prospects. I'll say that. They're just like not great. Like, I don't know if he's meant like why he's positioned this way. I guess he's expecting the baseline double, but like this is a very strange place to be standing when you're guarding the post. That's all I'll say. Um, is Carter Bryant someone to keep an eye on? Not to me, at least not as like an NBA guy. Maybe a solid college player, but like, nah, not really. Um, yeah, strength probably does matter more for like on the ball, but it also matters a lot for like rotating at the rim and like digging and stuff. Like we've seen in this game, we've seen like Rake Passmore, who's like really fucking strong, use that in a bunch of different ways, like digging on the weak side, right? Like making rotations, but also defending the ball. What about guys who have upside and has the tools and athleticism and blood more to add to their game? I think athleticism is very overrated when it comes to projecting upside. I think that's how you get guys like I don't know, like Justin Edwards or like I don't know, like other top recruits. Like I'm trying to think of guys like Rondé Hollis Jefferson comes to mind. Justin Jackson, like not Justin Jackson, Josh Jackson. Like upside to me is not about being crazy athletic, though. That's definitely a part of it. Nice touch by Reid here. It's as much about having like special outlier traits, and that can be anything, whether that's like feel for the game or passing or like shot making off the dribble or advantage creation or defensive ability or being super productive at a really young age. I think all of those things are indicative of star upside. And could obviously get way deeper into it. But I think like the athletic tools, but you have to like have a pathway to be able to use the athletic tools, right? Because it doesn't matter. Like I don't know if anyone remembers like Jim Gatwetch. Yeah, Jim Gatwetch is was like a god high school dunker, just like absurd athlete who like just can't really play otherwise. And it doesn't matter if you're the greatest athlete in the world if you don't have the mental side of it, right, to take advantage, or if you don't have the the skill to get yourself into positions to use your athleticism. Yeah, Gatwetch was a fucking beast. He was funny. He was funny in high school. Laurie or Prime Clay? Probably Clay, but I think I'd probably think it's closer than than other people would think, but probably Clay. Moody. Yeah, no, Gatwich. Yeah, I remember the Kuminga. Just these like mixtape. Yeah, I mean, it's so many of these like mixtape guys, right, who are just crazy athletes that don't end up being good because that's not what being in the NBA is about. Like, I don't know, but like someone to me, like I don't know, like Anthony Edwards wasn't like just a high upside guy because he was an amazing athlete, but it was because he was able to use that athleticism in ways that mattered, right? Like he got to the rim all the fucking time. He flashed really good defensive stuff, like that kind of thing. But and if you're gonna be like a just athlete guy, you better be like a real special athlete. Like there's a lot of very great athletes in the world, right? Like the bar for being a special athlete by basketball standards is like really high. Um, like basketball players are not normal in terms of their athletic ability, right? And even like, people who are like what top percentile athletes among all like human beings, right? That is kind of what you expect for professional athletes and especially professional basketball players. Reid has been not great in this game. Yeah, honestly, none of the big prospects in this game have been like that amazing in this game. Like honestly, Passmore has been great. Like Phylon has been solid. Like McNeeley is Knox have been like solid, but I don't think Shaden is a bust. It's not close. Um, Kuminga and Malawach extremely raw, but Flory is not raw at all. Um, I think Flory is like extremely polished. I mean, I guess Flory's kind of raw offensively, but like defensively, to me, he's extremely skilled and polished. Shaden is not a bust. uh, yeah, exactly. Webb Kuhn. Ant was showing stuff, right? That like, it wasn't just the athletic tools. It was he had stuff to build with. But yeah, Malawash is extremely raw. um, prediction between for National Player of the Year. I feel like I don't know, like my chalk answer is Mark Sears just because he's going to probably be the best offensive player in the country, right? Dickinson missed me with that, TBH. Um, Cooper, I could see it for sure. Wouldn't shock me if Cooper won it. RJ Davis, I agree, is probably a good shout as well. Great rotation by McNeeley. Another kind of blind pass by Derrion. But yeah, who else is going to be National Player of the Year? Yeah, the Raptors have a good track generally of developing these like raw prospects. I'd say they're pretty good at that. Passmore, another good drive, man. Great game he's had today. Great game he's had today, meaning like over a year ago. But you know what I mean. Reid is so mid, man. I don't know. Malawach and Kuminga were raw to me. Flory is not raw. Malawash is incredibly underdeveloped though. Like he's incredibly far away, I think. Definitely a very good and intriguing prospect, but far away from being like a meaningful NBA contributor, which is fine. That's how most 18-year-olds are, and he is like very young. He's one of the youngest players in the draft, so like I don't know. I expect most 18-year-olds to be pretty unpolished in many areas. Like that's just kind of how it goes. Even the best ones. That's just how it works. I don't know. Probably just personal connection. Like Masai has obviously had a big hand in building like basketball without borders, NBA global academies in Africa, and maybe just like feels more familiar with them. Like I don't know. Um, and it's understandable that Also, that he was, one of the first people, like, or a lot of people, that's kind of like an untapped market, I guess, for like prospects, right? Like that Masai is dipping into. So that's kind. I guess that's my best guess. Great finish by Karter Knox. Jasper. Hmm. Yeah, Kuminga just doesn't have the kind of feel necessary. Like his his feel for the game has always been behind, and he was never a very efficient jump shooter. Like he had high scoring outputs because he shot the ball a lot. But he was never super efficient, and like especially as a 3-point shooter. And then in Ignite, Ignite was hard. Like um, high school to G League is a massive jump in terms of like competition and requirements and all that stuff. And most players have kind of not been ready for it, and Kuminga was no exception, right? But he was another guy who was really young and like was super overwhelming physically. Great drive by Passmore again. He's fucking killing it. Ignite was a fucking disaster, total disaster. And I'm so glad from like a scouting perspective that I don't have to watch Ignite games anymore. Um, I think year one Ignite and maybe like year two were like on a better pathway just because they had more real vets, but like the coaching was always way too bad to me to really make it work. Like the coaching was so bad. Ooh, Jasper so fun. Yeah, McNeeley is not having his best on ball defense day. Rank 1 through 5, Maury's RC. I definitely think Buford's last out of that group. I mean, I think Buford and Maury are definitely the bottom two, probably. Um, I think Ainge is probably the best. Ainge, I don't know. Ainge is really good. Presti, I mean, I'd probably at the moment have Presti at 1, Ainge at 2, Masai at 3, but I don't know. It's hard to rank like GMs to me just because there's so many like outside factors that we do and don't know, right? About their decision making processes. So I don't know. I think it's kind of impossible, like, for people to really know, like, how, you know, to the same degree of confidence as we can with, like, basketball players because we can watch everything they do. Nice spin by McNeeley. Great extension finish. McNeely's kind of a boring player, but, like, it works. And I don't want to get too low on McNeeley because he's boring. But talk about a not boring player, Jasper Johnson. Whew, disgusting. Danny Ainge is a fleecer. He's very good at trading, and I think he's also. I think Ainge certainly has his issues as a drafter, but like I think his overall body of work as a drafter is quite strong. Um, and I appreciate that Ainge is patient. As a 14-year-old, I try to practice every day. Gym is always full. Run 5, scared to shoot. I'd say don't be scared to shoot. Just shoot the ball. I know it's easier said than done, but I think shooting the ball is always important for getting better. Great cutoff by Phylon again. His defense is so nice. Really good stop there again. 5'10". Yeah. I'd say there's no better way to improve as a shooter than just to shoot the ball. Like, I don't know. It's literally just like you're never gonna get better as a shooter if you don't shoot right. Like same way you're never gonna get better at anything if you don't do it. Um, or I feel like that's my like my earnest idea would be like to you know to be like intentional about it when you play pickup. Don't just be like, oh, I'm gonna chuck, right? Be like, pick one thing, pick one thing you want to work on, right? Or I don't know. Um, like say like I'm gonna shoot catch and shoot jumpers from the left wing in this game. I don't care if they go in, I'm gonna practice shooting them. Look at Passmore, man. What a freaking defender. Um Yeah, and just like set that as, your goal for the pickup session. Just have fun and try your best to enjoy the ball like you would normally. But be like, you know, maybe put a little extra attention into like getting your shots up confidently from the left wing or wherever, or from the mid range, or literally anywhere you want. But I think coming in with like an intention and doing that is like more effective than like structured practice or whatever. Just like yeah, that's what I would probably advise. But I'm also not a trainer or like, you know, a professional coach or whatever. So you can take it with a grain of salt. That's what I would do based on what I know. Nice pass by Knox. Nice cut by McNeeley. Good pass by Knox. Yeah. Pass more. A lot of pass more creation reps in this game. More than I expected. He's so fucking strong. Like he's so damn strong. Get out of his way. I forgot how much I like watching Passmore, man. Um, yeah, I mean, if you're that young, right? Like, I don't know, you'll just get better playing and growing into your body. It's just generally how it goes, honestly. But yeah, I'd say set a narrowly specific, but not too specific goal for your pickup sesh and just execute. Um, like just do it, right? It's like I'm gonna take five shots from the left wing, um, and I'm gonna take them confidently, regardless of whether or not I make them or miss them. Like, you know, I think the more you do that, the more you'll naturally gain confidence without really having to think about it. Ooh, Karter again, fade away. His touch is great, but I'm not a huge fan of his, like as a first round guy, but like a second round pick, maybe. Intriguing. Bylon. Not a great decision there. And the shot clock's running down. Whatever, actually. Jasper. Jasper's been destroying McNeeley. Absolutely cooking him. It's a bad matchup for McNeeley. Like, I don't know. It's kind of I don't really want McNeeley guarding shifty point guards. But yeah, it has not been fantastic for him in this game. Yeah, I would have basically no expertise when it comes to like getting how to get more athletic. I'm a terrible athlete. I don't know. Find people who do know though. I would definitely recommend that. Knox loves his contested jumpers. Yeah, this Thad team is just awesome. Like, they're just a really damn good basketball team. Not a great McNeeley game. Really not a great McNeeley game. Let's go Phylon. Great finish. Aggressive closeout attack. Have I ever used Second Spectrum? I have not used Second Spectrum before, no. Jordan Smith. Are you talking about the Jordan Smith that plays Paul? I have watched that Jordan Smith, and he's pretty good. The one who just played for the ridiculous U17 team, and I don't remember who he was playing for in EYBL, but he was playing with someone on the 17 U's team. He's a really good defender. But again, it's just like so hard to tell that far away. And a lot of these like freshman, sophomore high school class kids are gonna like end up reclassing anyways. Like even the top guys, like I'm pretty sure Elijah Arenas is old enough to reclass like up 1 or 2 classes. So the actual like end of who's going to be in what class will change a lot. Oh shit, is this game? Damn, this game got good. This game got real good. Let's see what we got. Bylon. He got hacked. Yeah. Oh, he's winning this game. Yeah, he's winning this game for them. This game was okay. This game ended up being fun. Knox? Oh, he put that in. Wait, did that go in? That's crazy. I don't know why the quality was so bad there, but wow. His touch is amazing. I guess we got OT in this game. That's cool. So more OT, more basketball. 4 more minutes of the Ben Saraf is good. I've only seen 1 game of Saraf, but like very cool, like decelerator, shifty kind of guy with some burst. I liked him. I would certainly liked him enough to want to watch more, but I've only seen 1 game of this, so don't have like a super strong take or anything. What's my biggest NBA contact? I have a few, but I will choose to keep those private. Good shot by Knox. Yeah, guys like Knox, I don't know. It's like when they're not making shots, that's just like not that great. But when they are making shots, it's just like, yeah, I don't know. Knox is one of those guys who can just like get really hot and score from everywhere on the floor. I think it's kind of all he does, but like that's a good one thing to do, right? Is to be able to score efficiently from a lot of different places. Let's see what we got here from Knox. This is the matchup. Yeah, see, like look how fucking strong Passmore is. Like Knox is really strong, and Passmore just like bumps him. Yeah, Passmore is ridiculously strong. McNeeley, good finish, man. Great finish. Not really creating at all, and that's great defense, but McNeeley's another one with great touch that just can't really do much. Obviously, Walls. Yeah, I'm gonna finish off this game, and then once this game's over, I'll end the stream. So if anyone has any last questions or whatever they want to get in these last 2 minutes or whatever, I'll answer whatever at the moment. Fun game. I enjoyed this one, even if nobody in this game was like really incredible. Passmore was pretty awesome. I really liked Passmore. He had a great game. he's a very fun player. I really like Passmore. See what Phylon can do. Reid, yeah, just like Reid makes a lot of questionable decisions. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's. I need to watch more of the prolific tape too, because like, I don't know. Just based on the EYBL stuff, I do not see the Derrion Reid like lottery pick hype. But maybe, who knows? How do you use your long arms? Another one that I don't really feel qualified to answer, to be honest. Like I don't know, like you can like extend your arms to score, like deflect passes and stuff, but yeah, I don't know. Probably not the person to answer that question. I do like McNeeley though. Beautiful little Euro step there. McNeely's gonna be so damn good at UConn. Like he's the best prospect they've had in quite a while, and like as is, but he's gonna be so perfect in the Hurley offense. It's gonna be an incredible fit. And I would absolutely expect McNeeley to go. He's one of the guys who I think is like most likely to not actually like not drop from where his stock is now. Like he should just go high because he's really talented and in a perfect situation to maximize his talents. Thoughts on next year's prospects? I love Traore, obviously. Penda, I have Penda disgustingly high. I think Penda's incredible. The Diakite, I think is cool. Like I think he's like a second round pick type to me. Yeah, I think Diakite is a second round pick. Yeah, good. I look at my chat being so nice and helpful. I love that. That's the energy I want here, always. Yeah, Penda's incredible. I I have Penda in my top 20. I think he's phenomenal. Thanks, y'all. Dyson. I'll take Dyson because he dates women his own age as long in as far as we know, I guess. But yeah, thanks everyone.